broke in that moment. I just couldn't believe it. You really want to be getting commercials for money, but people on commercials, I have noticed, have been problematic. So today I want to talk to you about something that was at one point a really big deal in my life as an actor, my other life. I don't act anymore because I really enjoyed the acting part, but I hated the industry and the type of people that frequented that industry. It's a fake world with some fake people. So as a working actor, that is an actor who is trying to make a living from acting, but not somebody that you necessarily know. You definitely wouldn't know me from anything. That being said, the things I was most recognized for when I was an actor was TV commercials. And with TV commercials come picture ads, like on buses, on posters, stuff like that. Nobody gets into being an actor to be in TV commercials, but it's definitely a big part of what pays the bills. In case you didn't know, I used to do a lot of theater, and that does not pay. A big part of being a theater actor includes this term profit share, and funny enough, people make it so there's never any profit at the end of a profit share show. Disclaimer here, a lot of this stuff is horrific. They are not my opinions. I'm just telling you the opinions of the people in charge of getting people into TV commercials. I do not agree or endorse any of these things. And if you find this kind of subject upsetting, maybe don't watch this video. There are lots of other videos you can watch. They're fun. Before we get into the video, do be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Otherwise, you're going to fall in a lake. Yep. I'm tired today. It's not the most creative, but it's a curse. So like, share, comment, and subscribe to avoid falling in a lake. The first thing that would shock you about being in commercials is just how shallow you being cast actually is. One of the most common words that I think is brought up in 98% of casting calls is the word attractive. Now, attractive doesn't mean hot or necessarily even good looking. Attractive is a one size fits all for good skin, good hair, good teeth. That doesn't necessarily mean good looking, it just means attractive. The reason for this is they're selling a product and they don't want people to make an association that if you buy this product, you are going to not have good skin, good hair, good teeth. And the big one, generally speaking, when it comes to especially any kind of food product commercial, is being slim. I'm not talking skinny, I'm talking slim. Right now, I got a bit of summer weight on. I would not be ideal for casting in a TV commercial. I got the big butt. By good skin, they're talking about not having any acne unless that is specified in the brief. Like if they're specifically looking for somebody with acne, they will say so. Good teeth doesn't mean that they're not perfectly straight. It just means that there's no like plaque on them and stuff like that. It's essentially like picking out a good horse. Fun fact, auditions for TV commercials are called cattle calls. How humanizing. And good hair is just hair that's in good condition. You probably aren't going to be cast if you have like dry looking hair or you're kind of ungroomed, unless that's the look that they want. Remember, I did not pick these are just the things that are. It's such a shallow world, and the really sad part is that applies to children as well. At one point in my acting career, something I was doing as a side hustle was getting kid actors in commercials. That meant I got to take a little bit of the commission off the top, and also it was something that I enjoyed doing because I like kids and I like guiding them to not getting in a bad place. And there is a bad place out there for kid actors. But something that made me get out of the game was a particular commercial casting. I had been putting forward a group of 5 little girls. I won't say the age range in case people narrow it down, but they were very little girls, and I was putting forward these same 5 girls because I was just thinking they were great and they were cute and I thought they'd be great in commercials. And I remember after they were rejected, or they were submitted by me and they weren't called in for the audition, I confronted the casting director and said, why are these girls not getting called in? I've been submitting them a lot and they're not getting called in. And this casting director simply replied, because we're looking for beautiful children.
Why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation.
I nearly broke in that moment. I just couldn't believe it. As far as I was concerned, and I'm not just saying this for the sake of it, these were gorgeous little girls. They were so cute. But this casting director just didn't think so.
You are so disappointing on so many levels.
Something you also have to consider with kids is that they have all of their teeth, and that includes any age range. Unless they specify we're looking for a kid with missing front teeth, they have to have all their teeth. And sure enough, the weight thing comes into play there too. I, another time, had a casting director tell me that one kid was never going to work because they considered her to be overweight. And that's disgusting. But that's the world of commercials. The next thing you need to know is that for a TV commercial, they are never going to ask you to change your look. Unless it's something very, very specific, for example, pink hair or something like that. But if they were, for example, looking for someone with pink hair, they will ask to bring in people with pink hair. They are very, very, very unlikely to have somebody change their hair for a commercial. And that's something that I think a lot of non-actors don't understand. Even when it came to TV shows and things, they would never ask me to change my hair. Unless I was a big actor who was going to get some kind of large role in a TV show and I was already known. Unless I had what they were looking for, they wouldn't tell me to dye my hair brown or dye it blonde or dye it red. They just don't do that with unknown actors. It's a very rare thing. And you would think as a non-actor, oh hey, like they're looking for somebody with red hair. If I'm good, they'll tell me to change my hair. They won't. They just want somebody who already has what they're looking for.
That does not happen.
And you might think, oh, but if I'm a good enough actor, they'll ask me. No, they won't. They won't ask you to change it. I'm sure there's an exception to this rule, but it's a rarity. Unless they're going for something super, super niche, like girl with mohawk, then they might ask, would you be willing to change your hair in the brief? Because there aren't going to be a whole lot of girls with a mohawk. The next thing you need to know about being a commercial actor is you don't need to be a good actor. You really don't. It's more about what you look like. If you look like what the marketing people had in their head for that ad, they're going to use you irrespective of whether you are a good actor or not. However, there are things that can endear you to people in the casting stage. They will know within 10 seconds of you walking in the door whether or not they want to shortlist you before you've even opened your mouth. There are little tool belt things that will put you up in the list when they make their shortlist. So for example, if you have good comic timing, if you're good at improvisation, that's making stuff up on the spot, that became a big thing. The more commercials I did, I got called for things where they required actors who could make up funny stuff on the spot a lot. But you will find people in the acting profession who get cast a lot in TV commercials, and a lot of very good actors who are not commercial actors, who are great TV actors, who never get cast in commercials, can find that really frustrating, that they never get commercials that get paid a lot and other people do, and they're not as good of actors. And fun fact, TV shows do not pay a lot of money unless you are a star. You really want to be getting commercials for money. Another thing about TV commercials in Ireland anyway, which is the area that I worked, is they do not do royalties anymore. You will not get royalties for a TV commercial. You will get what is called a buyout, and the buyout can be very good. When it comes to TV commercials, there are minimum fees that they have to pay you. I believe in Ireland for a TV commercial, the minimum is $3,500, but you will also get paid a wardrobe fee and a fee for being there for the day. If you're traveling, you'll get paid per diem for living wherever you have to do. One time I was flown to the Bahamas. That was an amazing TV commercial series. But some people think that the more you see an ad, the more an actor is getting paid, and that is just not the case. If, for example, they say with an ad they want to buy you out for 2 years, say the minimum is $3,500, you will then get $7,000. You won't get paid your wardrobe fee and everything again because you just did that once. But if they contact your agent and they want to continue running the ad for another couple of years, your agent is then able to negotiate a higher fee for you, which is super cool. But you do not get paid if they show your ad 10 times, 20 times, a million times. You don't get paid more. I think that has become a rarity in the USA as well. I think buyouts are now the norm. Let me know below in comments though if your experience has been different. Another thing that has really come into play in the last 5 years, more so than ever, since social media became like a huge thing, is your reputation. Your reputation matters with commercials now, and it didn't 10 years ago. If they're casting somebody and they're spending a lot of money on having you in that ad, and believe me, there is so much money goes into TV commercials, they're going to check out your social media profiles. And if it's not in line with what they want, they're not going to cast you. A brand has an image, and you, the actor, have to fit that image in a lot of ways. The next thing that would shock you about TV commercial acting is that there is way more snobbery, amateur behavior, and divas on the set of commercials than there is on TV shows. Now, maybe this is a subjective experience, but any TV show or film I've worked on, people are very cooperative, they're all in it together. Even if somebody is a big name or a star, generally people will work together to get the best result that they can. It's an art form, whereas on a commercial, it's a product. So I don't know, people seem to just behave quite poorly on TV commercial sets. I experienced snobbish behavior on TV commercial sets from stars that I never experienced on sets for TV shows. And I'm going to be really specific here and say that this comes on the side of people on camera who are called talent versus the people behind the scenes. People behind the scenes are generally there to work, do their job, doesn't matter what kind of production it is, but people on commercials, I have noticed, have been problematic.
Cheers! The mother tea.
And another thing you need to know about the crew on TV commercials is that you can be working with some incredibly high up talent behind the scenes. You can have somebody who just came from a Hollywood upcoming Oscar film working on the audio on your TV commercial. TV commercials are something that everybody does to pay the bills. In contrast, the actors may have never done any acting before in their lives. They just looked right for the part. So you can imagine there can be issues there. Here's something that is surprising but good. It's that there is often room for creativity once you've been cast. When you are on the set, you're given your lines or whatever, maybe you've been given a little improv to do. A lot of times after they've shot it a couple of times, they will go, okay, say something different there, or start mumbling something as you're walking away. And that's the fun bit. That's something that's really joyful to do. I remember there was one particular TV commercial I did where I entirely improvised the lines, and I even managed to get Chewie in there.
What?
Also, if you're doing a series of commercials for a product, so say there's some kind of storyline, they're going to put out 6 commercials in this storyline on the TV, you can add a little bit of character development. If you're part of a family, you can put stuff in the back of your head that might come through in your depiction. I remember even one time I had an entire commercial made up for me, which was super cool. That's because I went into the audition. I was auditioning for the role of a mom, and they thought I didn't look like a mom, and I ended up just getting this completely ad for myself where I got to play like a girl with a boyfriend, and it was really fun. So there is room for creativity, and they wrote that in because they liked what I did with the audition, but they just didn't think I was right for the part. That's very much a compliment. It was a highlight for me, a big highlight for me. The next thing that will surprise you, and it's kind of on the same lines of they will not ask you to change for the audition. You will not have anything bent to your whim for a TV commercial. They will give you the schedule, and if you cannot do an hour of that schedule, you will not be cast. Unless there's some exceptional reason they need you. They will not move anything by 15 minutes for you. If when you're signing into an audition you say you can't make one of the days, you might as well just not go into the audition because they won't cast you. Now, when you're cast, there might be some flexibility there. So for example, they said to me on one of them, oh, which wardrobe day would you like to come to? Or what time slot would you like to come to? But that's once you're already cast. So yeah, that's a little stuff about TV commercial casting. I would love to answer any questions that you have below in comments, because this is something I do kind of know a lot about. So put down your questions. And that's it for today. See you guys on the other side. Bye. Did you know Chewie used to be a little bit of an actor as well, didn't you, pal? Yeah, Chewie was in two true crime series. He was in a show called Teens Who Kill and Crime Watch UK, weren't you? Yeah. He ended up being a little actor. He was also on a TV show as himself once, which was super cute.
I'm a star.
You're a star. He knows it.